Eunice, this is your feedback for Assessment 3C, the how-to guide for camera angles and camera movements. So again, just to see where the resources are, this was the homework task here, which was posted. Here is the description of what you need to do for a pass. Here's the description of what you need to do to merit, and here's the distinction here. This was the lesson that we spent preparing for this. This was 2.1.1, posted under the end of October, Techniques in Music Videos, Camera Angle and Movement. So again, on this wheel, you'll find not only your notes from the class discussion that we did, an analysis of the 3 student music videos, but you'll also see here that I've put certain terms that actually define why you would want to use some of these particular things. Yeah. So again, you should really be using this as a way of preparing for this. So let's see how you did. So you've described what a tilt is here. You've described again how you do it. You've given me an example. It's shown to use the object. It's not really telling me why you would use it. You're telling me it's used to show the object, but then again, show it a close-up, show it a wide shot. That's not really specific, so I think at the moment it's not really a merit grade on that one. We talked about an arc. You've discussed how you do it. You've compared it to a tracking shot. Again, you're telling me how you do it. The importance of the artist. So that one here is good. You've now applied that to the video there. Okay, good. You've discussed the track away, you've mentioned intimidation, and you've been more specific with your examples. So now we're into the merit standings for this one. We talk about the dolly in. They're mostly used in hip hop because of the high production costs. I'm not sure that necessarily is true. It's because of the high production costs, because essentially hip hop probably has similar budgets to pop and rock. It entirely depends on the level of the musician, whether on a major label, an indie, or if they're self-produced. So I'm not sure I would agree with that. I appreciate you've tried to give an example. I'm not entirely sure that's even true in terms of the fact that the Foo Fighters one that we looked at actually uses far more dollies in than the hip-hop ones we looked at, so I'd question that. Low angles, we talked about dominance and strong. Very good. Again, you could add here about how dependent hip-hop or rock or pop is on this to hit the distinction. You've mentioned about high angles being used here, and you've given me a specific detail. So again, why would Lil Wayne be using that kind of high angle there at that point? Maybe just give me a little bit more on that. You talked about the canted angle, it's distressed. Again, I need a little bit of an analysis of why they're using the canted angle at that particular time reference on this particular person. So again, for the distinction, you'd need to have more detail in, I think, analysing what's going on here. Okay, this is good. Claustrophobia. Excellent. So we're still on the merit there. Yep. We talked about handheld cameras. Okay, and now we get to a distinction level conclusion, potentially. In comparison with my summer music video, you only achieve 3 types of them. Of the most common camera movements, the track, aggressive. Yeah, okay. So there is some sense of assessment here. I think you're bordering on the distinction now. I think if you can get a little bit further detail in here, and if you could also be a bit more specific about your music video in terms of the success of it compared to, say, an existing hip-hop music video, and demonstrate to me that you understand that hip-hop videos depend on certain movements, then I think you could secure the distinction with this. So overall, good piece of work. I'd say you're kind of in the mid to higher merits. Go back to the notes from the lesson and see if you can be a little bit more specific with your examples.